I said, we have the staff, the coach, and a really good squad this season to compete in any competition. And we don't want just to be there and enjoy the Champions League. We want to win the Champions League and win any titles.
Ian, talk.
Hi, Mikel. How are you?
Good, thank you.
In terms of the Champions League, because you got to the semi-final last year, so close, is there a greater expectation and greater pressure on you this year in this competition?
Well, we have the same ambition, which is go game by game and try to be better than the opponent, which is very difficult in this competition, and win as many games as we can. And tomorrow we're going to have a really difficult one. We know how important the home form is going to be to reach in this phase where we want to arrive, and tomorrow we have the opportunity to start well.
Great news about Mikel Saliba, and this used to be a club whereby you felt that players would go into the last year of their contract and maybe managers or administrative staff weren't on top of it. Is that the one thing or one of the things you've changed for the better, and that you can say this is one thing that I really have been successful at?
Well, I don't know. What I know certainly is that at the end there are 2 or 3 parties that have to come together to an agreement, and with the 3 of them have the same intention and the same will, it's easier to get it done. And in these cases, it's been extremely positive. Obviously, Andrea, the team, and the support that we have from Stan and Josh, especially, makes this obviously possible and available. And we are extremely happy to continue this journey with them.
Finally, if I can have a bit of fun with you, I mean, Arsenal are flying high, so no surprise to see the RAF story this week. Firstly, when are they coming in? Are they coming in to see the RAF? I didn't have to dodge any planes to get in the car park. And secondly, how do you come up with these ideas? Because they're very out of the box. They're very left field. These ideas to improve your players with very different kind of ways of doing it.
Yeah, you're a bit late. That was 2 years ago. So the plane's already gone. I don't know where it is at the moment.
Okay, we'll go to Garmisch from Sky.
Hey, Mikel.
Yeah.
Just on Mikel Saliba, it's going to be clear that some of European football's top clubs will be interested in a player like that. Was there any part of you, with him entering the final 2 years of his deal, that was fearful he wouldn't sign?
Probably more than the length of the contract is the will of the player, you know, because and you can understand, I said, some players, sometimes they have a dream. Some of them is being to play in the Premier League, some of them is to play in the Premier League for Arsenal. Another one can be to play in a different country for a different club. So you have to respect that. I think we've been really, really lucky, but as well it shows the power of this football club and how much people loves it and wants to come here, that none of that is happening. Even they have the possibility to go somewhere else, they want to remain here.
He signed at Arsenal when he was very young, at 18 years old.
Yeah.
And there were 3 loan spells early in his Arsenal career. Were you always convinced that William Saliba was going to become the player that we see today?
Well, I think it's a great example is to get where you want. There is not a single pathway. It can happen in various ways, in various manners, because when you talk about this pathway, you talk about loans. Within those loans, there were various reasons to those loans. There was a big injury as well that kept him for a long period of time away from football. Then when he was here, we had another serious injury. So it's a lot that has happened, a lot that Willie had to get through, and the club and myself with him as well, to get to the point where he is today. And that's the beauty of it, that sometimes things don't start the way you expect it, but sometimes it's the best thing that can happen to you to get where you want to get.
Just final one for me.
And at the end, we score one good corner from Gabriel, and of course we have to take this win because it's never easy to go at Newcastle and win there. So we are happy.
Hey, now you've signed the contract. When you look back, lots of European clubs, the biggest ones, will have been interested in signing you. It's a 2-part question. Were you ever tempted, and was there ever any doubt in your mind that this was going to be what you wanted to do?
To be honest, I was not really focused about the club from outside. I was just focused on here. I knew that I wanted to stay here for more years, so I was not really focused on the other clubs. So I'm happy to be here, and I signed a new deal. So yeah, full focus on my club.
Can you take us back to when you joined? Because at the start you were a young man, but you were on loan at 3 different clubs. Was there ever any doubt in your mind that, is it going to work out for me at Arsenal, or were you fearful maybe that it wouldn't?
Yeah, of course. When I arrived in 2020, and I didn't play for 6 months, then I went on loan. Of course, sometimes you have some doubt to say, yeah, maybe I will never play for this club. But at the end, I told myself that I cannot leave this club without playing, and I didn't give up. I went on loan, I played games, I came back here, and I start almost every game. So yeah, I'm so proud of me. That means that you must never give up, and that's what I did, and I'm proud of myself.
Just finally, you said you never gave up. Who helped you, and what role did Mikel Arteta play in that?
Yeah, of course he helped me. Like I wasn't playing here, so him on the club sent me on loan to improve, because when you are a young player you need to play. If you're on the bench you cannot improve. So I went on loan, and it was good for me. And when I came back, like 1 year and a half after, I was ready to play, and now I'm a starter. So of course I'm proud, and I signed a new deal, so I'm even more proud.
How difficult is it for a young player to say, right, I want to play for a big club like Arsenal, but if I keep being sent on loan, I've got to play well there to convince Arsenal to play me? It must be quite hard mentally.
Yeah, of course. As I said, sometimes you have some doubt. You say, yeah, if the club send you on loan a lot, maybe they don't need you, but at the end, it's football. Sometimes you have a good moment, sometimes you have a bad moment like this, and you have to be strong in your head and always believe in yourself. And it's what I did. And even in a bad moment, I keep believing in myself. And when I came back, I had some chances to play, and I play well. So, yeah.
We spoke to you last year during the Champions League campaign, you may remember. You had some fairly high aspirations, fairly high goals. You obviously believe you can achieve all of those here.
Yeah, of course. As I said, we have the staff, the coach, and the really good squad this season to compete in any competition. And we don't want just to be there and enjoy the Champions League. We want to win the Champions League and win any titles.
And finally, you've seen a video where you say you feel like a Londoner now, more than a boy who grew up in Paris. But there's certain things you miss about Paris. Apparently, some of our food isn't the best. You don't like our pastry. You don't like our bread. I mean,
Yeah.
have you never been to the refuse section at Tesco?
No. No, as I said, yeah, of course I prefer